The concert hall in Vienna was silent, but not the peaceful kind of silence. It was heavy. Backstage, Hauser stood frozen, staring at the empty space where his favorite cello should have been. That cello was not just wood and strings. It had traveled the world with him, from small European stages to massive arenas filled with thousands of fans. It carried the sound of his dreams, his heartbreaks, and his victories. But tonight, it was gone. During transport, the instrument had been badly damaged. The crack along its body was deep and cruel, like a scar across a memory. When Hauser saw it earlier that evening, his heart sank. For a moment, he felt like he had lost a part of himself. "How can I play without you?" He whispered softly. The audience was already seated. The lights were ready. There was no time to cancel. A stage assistant handed him a borrowed cello. It felt unfamiliar in his hands, lighter, colder, strange. Hauser closed his eyes and remembered his childhood, practicing for hours in his small room, dreaming of becoming someone extraordinary. His mother's voice echoed in his mind. Music lives inside you, not inside the instrument. He walked onto the stage. The first note trembled. The second grew stronger. By the third, the hall filled with a powerful, emotional melody that silenced every doubt. The borrowed cello began to sing, not because it was special, but because Hauser's heart poured into it. When the final note faded, the audience rose in thunderous applause. That night, Hauser learned something unforgettable. He hadn't lost his music. He had only lost a cello. The applause that night felt different. As Hauser stood under the golden lights, breathing heavily, he realized the audience had not just heard music, they had felt his pain. The borrowed cello rested against his shoulder, no longer strange, no longer cold. It had become part of the story. Backstage, he didn't celebrate. Instead, he quietly walked to where his damaged cello lay inside its case. He opened it slowly, running his fingers along the cracked wood. Memories flooded back. His first international tour. The night he played through tears after heartbreak. The standing ovation in Paris. "This isn't the end," he whispered. The next morning, Hauser visited a master luthier in the city. The old craftsman examined the cello carefully, his experienced hands tracing every fracture. "It's badly wounded," the luthier said softly, "but not beyond saving." Weeks passed. During that time, Hauser practiced with different instruments. At first, it felt wrong, but gradually, he discovered new tones, new emotions, new strength. Losing his favorite cello had forced him out of his comfort zone. When the repaired cello was finally returned, it looked slightly different. A faint line remained where the crack once split the wood, a visible scar. But when Hauser drew the bow across the strings, the sound was deeper than before, warmer, stronger, almost as if the instrument had survived. Something just like him. At his next concert, he told the audience the story. "This cello was broken," he said with a small smile. "But sometimes, broken things create the most beautiful music." And once again, the hall filled with unforgettable sound.